Mhm. So good morning. So in the previous sessions, we have discussed about the interfaces. We have defined the interface and we have seen the implementation of the interface, and we have seen the multiple interfaces and nested interfaces, as well as default methods and static methods. And we have seen the functional interfaces and Lambda functions, as well as we have seen the annotations. So we have completed the interfaces. We have revised the interfaces in the last class. So now let us start the fourth unit. So fourth unit comprises of two parts. First one is packages. Second one is exception handling. So it has two parts. Fourth unit is of two parts. First one is packages. Second one is exception handling. So in the packages, we are going to learn the predefined packages as well as the user defined packages. So there are two types of packages available in Java, that is predefined packages as well as uh, user defined packages. So predefined packages means in the Java library, we have so many packages. So util package, language package, time package, IO package, like that we have so many packages. So typically a package consists of a collection of classes and interfaces. So package consists of either classes or interfaces. So the class consists of class members. So the class members are nothing but the variables, data, or methods. So package consists of classes. Collection of classes are named as packages. So we'll check how to create the user defined packages as well as the predefined package, how to import the predefined packages. So we can import the packages by using the import keyword. Import is a keyword which is used to import the packages to your application program. So package import statements should be placed in the starting of the program. We have to place the import statement in the starting of the program. So we cannot place at the end at the end of the program. We have to start the program by importing the packages. So let us see the user defined packages first. So how we can create our own packages? How can we create our own packages? So let us have a demo on this. So first step in creating our own packages is first we have to create one folder. First we have to create one folder. So let us go to the folders. So, so I will store the Java programs in Java folder. So in the Java folder, I will place the program. So I will create the folder here. So I will create the folder here. So the folder name should be the package name. So if you are going to create the package calculator, then the folder name should be calculator. So here I am going to create my package. My package name is, so the package name should be small letters, lowercase letters. So it should not be a capital letters. So that is the convention we use. So now I am going to create one folder. That means I am going to create one package. So the package name should be in small letters. So let the package name is, let us say, CRRIT. So CRRIT, or let us take mm, let us take the uh, package name as package demo. So I have created the folder. So the folder name is package demo. So this is the first step we have to do. The package name should be equal to the folder name. So now we have to create the package. So how do we create the package? Let us open the notepad. So here we are going to create the package. So whenever you are going to create the package, we have to use the keyword package. you have to use the keyword package. So you have to give the package name as folder name package demo. So package demo is my folder name. So this should be the first line in the creation of the package. We have to use the keyword package. Package demo is the package name. So here let us save this one. So where we have to save this program? Where we have to save this program? Yes. So we have to save this program in the package demo. Package demo. So let us give the class name as pack demo1.java. Pack demo1.java. So let us create the class. The class name is pack demo1. So this is my class. So a package consists of classes. So the class consists of methods. So let us create some method. Public int. Suppose I am going to write the method for addition. Add int a comma int. So this is my method. So I am defining my method as return a plus b. So this is my method. This is my method. So if you want to create another method, you can create the method. So always try to give the method access specifier as public. That means this package methods has to be accessed by another package or another program. Why? Because we are going to import this package to our program, to our application program. So suppose if you want to add subtraction, I am creating another method subtraction int a comma int b. So this also has written a minus b. So this is my class. So I have closed the class. So here I have not written any public static void main. So the package should not consist of public static void main. So if you want to execute this program, if you want to run this program, then we need the public static void main. So here this is just a package. This is just a package. We are going to import this package to the another program, another application program. So that application program should have the public static void main. So here there is no need to give the public static void main. So a package typically consists of a classes. So I have created the class. So the class consists of methods. So this is the simple package. So this is the simple package I have created. So let us save this one. So let us compile this one. If there is any errors, let us know. Return return. Return. Save this one. cmd d drive cd space java. So in the Java folder, so in the package, in the folder name is package demo. That means package name is package demo. So here we have saved the program. Here we have saved the program. So let us save this one. Let us compile this one. Java C. The program name is packdemo1.java. So the program is compiled. So there is no errors. So there is no errors in this program. So this is the creation of the package. So this is the creation of our own package. So this package has to be imported to another program. So let us create another program. Let us create another program. Let us save this one first. So where should we save this program? Either package demo or Java folder. So in the Java folder, we can place anywhere. So package demo is for only package. It consists of only classes, but we are going to create some application program. That means all the application programs are saved in the Java folder. So in the Java folder, I have saved all my programs. So let us save the program here. So the program name is application demo 1.java. So let us create the class. Let us create the class application demo 1. So this is my class. So here I should have the public static void main string args. So here I can write my logic. So before writing this, I have to import the packages. So I have to import the packages. So to import the packages, I will use the keyword import. I will use the keyword import. So the package name is, so we have created the package. The package name is package demo. So package demo is my class name, my package name. So if you want to import all the classes in the package, we will use the asterisk. But if you know the class name, we can have the class name. So the class name is, what is the class name? The class name is pack demo 1. Pack demo 1 is my class name. Pack demo 1 is my class name. So I am going to import the pack demo 1 class in the package demo. In the package demo. So here I can create the logic here. So what we are going to do, we need an object. We need an object to access this class. If you want to access this class means, if you want to access this class members means we need an object. So let us create an object for this class. Pack demo 1. Let us create the object as obj1 is equal to new pack demo 1 empty constructor. So this is my creation of the object. So if you want to access the members of this class means we can access through the obj1 dot. So if you know the method, you can use the method. So let us see what are the methods created here. So here I have created the method add and subtract. So if you want to invoke the method add means, so obj1 dot add. So it has the parameters 10 comma 20. It has the parameters 10 comma 20. It has the another method obj1 dot sub. Let us take 30 comma 15. So this is the method invocation. So let us print these things. How can you print? So it has the return type. So you can save this to some variable k. Int k is equal to obj1 dot add. So let us print this one. System dot out dot println k. So this one int l. Let us take the variable as l. Let us print this one. System dot out dot println l. So this is my logic. So here I am going to access the methods in the defined package. So this is the package. Package name is package demo. So in that package we have the classes. So here I am importing the class pack demo 1. So I'm importing the pack demo 1 class. So pack demo 1 class has so many methods. So I have created the 2 methods. So I want to access those 2 methods. That means we need an object. So I have created the object. Through the object. So here through the object, I am accessing the method obj1.add. So this add method has the return int add. That means it will return something. It will return some integer value. So the Returned value is saved in the variable k. So I am printing that k value. So likewise, I am calling the subtract sub method. So it will return some value, some integer value that will be stored in the L. So I am printing the L value. So this is the usage of the user defined packages. So this is my application program. So we can import the any package. If you want to import the util package, import import java.util.asterisk. So like that we can import any package. So here the package name is package demo. Class name is pack demo 1. So let us compile this one. So the program is saved in the Java folder, not package demo folder. So here I have to compile the program Java C. The program name is application demo1.java. So there is an error. Application demo1 java 1 first line. So let us save this one. Compile again. So there are some errors. Pack demo 1 is not a public in the package. So it is saying that this class is not public. So let us see how we have declared the class. So here pack demo. So the class is not public. That means it will take the access specifier as default. So let us make this class as public. That means any other classes or any other packages can access this class. So let us make this access specifier as public. So let us save this one. So let us save this one and compile it once. cd space package demo. So here let us compile this one. Pack demo1.java. So there is no errors. Let us go back to our application program. Java application 1.java. So now the program is executed. So while creating our user defined package, we have to be very specific about the access specifiers. We have to use all the classes and methods as public. That means we are going to import that package to our program. We are going to import that package to classes or methods to our program. So there should be some accessing restrictions. So we have to make the classes public. So let us run this one. So let us run this one. So I get the output as 30, 15, 20 plus 10. Let us see the inputs what we have given. So 10, 20. Addition is 30. 30 minus 15. 15. The subtraction value is 15. So this is how we can import our packages. We can create our own packages and we can import that packages to our program. So this is the main thing in the packages. We can create our own packages. We can import the packages to our application programs. So this is how we can import the programs. So let us see. So packages and Java library. We have seen the introduction. We have seen how we can define the packages, and we have seen how we can import the packages and classes into our programs. And then we have seen the path and class path. So already so many times we have explained this one, path and class path. So these are regarding the Java files execution, path and class path. These are the environment variables. We can call it as the environment variables, path and class path. So we can give the path as path. We can set the environment variable path as bin folder, Java bin folder path. So in the class path file, we can have the Java library lib folder. library folder as class path, bin folder as path. So we have to set the environment variables after installing the Java. So after installing the Java, we have to set the environment variables, path and class path, that we have seen. And then access control. So access control means public, private, protected, and default. So already we have seen, we have encountered the problem. So if you not mention, we have not mentioned anything, means it will take as default access specifier. That means while importing that package to our application program, we are getting some restrictions. That means we have to make the user defined packages as maximum up to some extent. We have to make it as public. So that other packages can access this classes or methods. So those are the access control mechanisms. Next one. So next one, packages in the Java standard edition. That means Java library has so many packages. So till now we have seen the user defined packages, how an user can create the package and import that package to our program. So next part is we can examine the available packages in the Java library. So here we are going to study the most important predefined packages. So those are language package. First we are going to study the language package. Next we are going to study the util package. Next we are going to study the util package. Next we are going to study the time package. So here in this chapter we are going to study the three predefined packages. First one is language package, next one is util package, next one is time package. Language package, util package, and time package. So we are going to study each of this package in detail. That means we are going to study the language package. That means the language package consists of so many classes. A package consists of the classes. So language package consists of so many classes. So we will study the important classes. What are the important packages in the language package? That we will study here. Next, we will study the util package. So in the util package, it consists of so many classes. So we will study the most important classes in the util package. That we will study in the util package. Next, time package. So in the time package also, it consists of so many classes and methods. We will study the most important classes in the time package. So this is all about the packages. In today's class, we have seen the user defined packages. In the next sessions, we will see the predefined packages. So any doubts in this? So okay, we can continue the remaining topics in the next session. Okay, thank you.